HK just released a brand new VP9CC and I didn't buy it. Instead, I went with this. Now, this is my first ever HK, so I'm pretty excited about this one. And the CC9 comes with pretty standard stuff, nothing too crazy. You obviously get this soft gun case that you guys see here, and then we flip this thing over. You're going to have a really nice handgun. It's a perfect size for concealed carry, in my opinion. And it comes with 2 total magazines. You're going to have a flush-fitting 10-rounder here, and then you're going to have a 12-round mag that has that little pinky extension to help you get a fuller grip on that handgun. And then if we flip this over to the other side of the soft case, you're going to find yourself with an owner's manual, a locking cable, and then one additional backstrap option for you to switch out. So why did I go with the CC9 over the VP9CC? I mean, realistically, number one is going to be the price point. The price point on that VP9CC is just crazy. It comes in at $1,000, and this one here is only $600, and that's a $400 difference. And with that money, you honestly can invest in 1,000 rounds of ammo, a holster, and a trip to the range, which all of those things equate to making you a better shooter with what you just bought. Now, this one has front and rear slide serrations. The serrations on the front could be a little bit better because the slide is on the stiffer side. You have an optics ready system for RMSC or K series footprint optics to direct mount. The sights are blacked out rear sight, serrated, and then you have a metal night sight up front. So pretty nice sights. You get on target pretty quick with those. This one is one of the only guns that is completely ambidextrous. So things like your mag release and your slide lock and even your index point stippling is on both sides, right and left. So this could be a dream come true for a lot of left-handed shooters. Your takedown, or I'm sorry, yeah, your takedown lever is only on the right-hand side though, but nevertheless, still really, really good looking gun. You do have a loaded chamber indicator here that pops out and turns red when you have one in the chamber, so you can visibly see when you got one in there. And then going down here on the underside, you have a 2-slot pick rail. Personally, I think that the length of this is just a little too short. Any light would look silly on this, but we'll mount some on there and see what looks okay and what doesn't. Going on to the trigger looks really good. I like the way that the trigger looks. You have some good spacing up front for gloved hands. And then we're going to take a look and see what this looks like here for the trigger. So here's a take up. Pretty decent take up for a carry gun. You come to that wall, you get a tiny bit of creep and then a nice rolling break. And then the reset, this is the weird part. This is what throws me off. The reset, there's like a delay in coming back. I don't know if you can see, but I lift my finger and it kind of stays and it takes like a millisecond to come forward. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't feel like that at the range, but we will see. Now, as I took this magazine out, y'all saw, man, this thing just launches those mags out. It just ejects them out like super quick. So that's a good thing. With the 12-round mag, I get a full grip with all my fingers. And if we switch over to the 10-round mag, I get about half a pinky on that, just so you guys can see. And my hands aren't extremely large. They're about, average, maybe slightly above average. I'm not sure, but it's comfortable with both. Obviously, I prefer the 12, and I think I would only run the 12, so I'd probably get another one of those. The second reason why I went with the CC9 over the VP9CC was because even though the VP9 felt great in the hand, I feel like my support hand wasn't catching enough traction on the side panels because they were just a little bit too slick on that VP9. And the CC9 gave me just a little bit more grip on the sides here for my support hand, which felt just a little bit nicer for me. And also just the little things like this stippling here on your index point or thumb rest location, whatever you want to call it. Things like that kind of go unnoticed until you're actually using them without even noticing it. Like when you're, shooting quick and your hands start to maybe slip a little bit until your thumb hits this and you catch traction and you're like, oh, okay, that did its job. And it helped a little bit with my follow-up shots, with keeping me in control of this firearm. And I just feel like the CC9 did such a great job of keeping your hand secure and locked in. And I think that's really, really important when you're talking about a concealed carry handgun. Another thing is also the comfort. Now, while carrying, and I think that this was the biggest wow factor to me when I picked up the CC9 for the first time, is how well they paid attention to making sure everything was well rounded off and leaving any sharp edges off. Not only does it feel really good in the hand, but I'd assume it would make a huge difference in carrying as well, because if you just take a look at this, everything is well rounded off. I mean, there's no sharp edges anywhere. Everything is just really beveled nicely, and just the quality in this is just top notch. And the final 2 reasons are the biggest deal breakers for myself personally as to why I said no to the VP9CC. The first one is going to be, you guys are going to hate me, especially you diehard HK fans, I don't care, but it's going to be that paddle style mag release that it comes with. it's not bad, and it's not that I don't approve of it or anything like that. It's just different to me. And when I'm under stress, I don't want something different. I want something consistent. I want something that I can trust and don't have to think twice about. And that, because I don't have anything else with that paddle style mag release, I just said nah. It's to me, it was just a turnoff. But the biggest thing was that the VP9CC doesn't even take VP9 mags. I think that if it did, I definitely would have got the VP9CC, because at that point, if I liked it enough, I could have learned it and got comfortable with that paddle style mag release, and then got a standard size VP9 for either home defense or duty use. And I would have been able to swap those magazines, interchangeable mags. Who doesn't like that? But no, they dropped the ball big time on not having interchangeable magazines between the VP9CC and the standard VP9s. And that to me was like, it was pointless. So to me, the CC9 made more sense over the VP9CC for all of those reasons. And to load these mags is it's a nightmare. It's kind of hard to load up the mags all the way to full capacity. But nevertheless, let's stop talking. Let's go get this thing fed. We're going to put 124 FMJ through it to break her in, and then we're going to feed it 124 self-defense rounds to see how this thing holds up at the range. We got the CC9, we got our range equipment, so let's go shoot. All right, we just got back from the range. Let's talk about it. You guys saw we suffered from a dead trigger issue out at the range. Now, what happened was we tried to pull that trigger. It was stuck back, so I couldn't do anything with it. And then I kind of kept pushing on it, and eventually it came back to life. Now, before I pulled the trigger completely after that, I just kind of did this to show you guys, that it was the trigger issue. I looked inside. There was ammunition fed through the chamber, so it was chambered up. I don't know what the issue was, but it was a big concern to me and a big no-no. It did turn me off. It will prevent me from carrying this until I put more rounds through it. And hopefully it was just a break-in issue. It's my first HK, so I have no clue if that's normal or not. Y'all let me know in the comments if you've had the CC9 or any other HKs, if that's normal. It happened with the hollow points. So we ran 124 Blazer Brass FMJs and then 124 hollow points. So not sure what was going on there. Other than that, everything else went smooth. Every other shot fired was really, well controlled. The 12-round mag felt amazing in the hand because of that full-size grip. But even the 10-round mag, when we shot with this, it was very well controlled. So I was pretty impressed by that. The recoil, extremely manageable. I've heard a lot of people say it shoots like a full-size gun. It doesn't, but it is very manageable. More manageable than the 43X. A little bit more manageable than the Shield Plus, I'd say, are pretty darn close. And overall, it just looks, or not looks, but it felt really, really good to shoot. Now, one thing I did notice was the sights, they were just a little bit on the darker side. So it wasn't something where it was super easy to pick up like I thought it would be. The grip was really, really nice. Again, the recoil, impulse, and all that sort of thing. It was a good experience other than that one big hiccup. Now, the trigger, though, aside from the trigger hiccup, the reset, I'm not a huge fan. Like I said, it just gets caught. There's like a delay in that reset. So although it shoots good, it's a great defensive trigger. It's not one that you can really shoot fast with. It's not one where you can just let this thing rip and let it go. Now it's just, I don't know. I just got to get used to it. I'm not going to give up on it just yet. I will admit though, it did. I mean, it kind of crushed my hopes on all the positivity and things like that I heard. But that's my experience, and I'm going to continue to test it and see what happens in the future. And I will obviously report back with 1,000 rounds to see if we have any more issues. Again, maybe it's just a break-in thing, but we will find out. But until then, smash the like button. Drop a comment down below about what your thoughts are on this CC9 versus the VP9CC. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But if you already have, I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.